Sister to sister.
Get up.
Sister to sister.
Oh, get up.
You sister to sister. It's time to make your power move. It's time to make your power move. It's time to make some power move. Get up.
Hey, everybody. Welcome into Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. My name is Mone't S. Horton. I am the visionary and host of Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. Super excited to be here with you all tonight. Yes, y'all, we made a shift, but we are here and we are keeping it moving and keeping it rolling. And I am excited to be here tonight. So go ahead, take a moment to click and share. We're getting started a little bit later tonight, but nonetheless, we are ready to jump into this conversation, power pack conversation tonight. We have some very special guests with us that we're going to introduce very shortly. But of course, you already know I am joined tonight with my dynamic co-host Tiera Parker. Say hey to the people.
Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday this time.
Yes, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Y'all, we are here and we are ready to rock and roll tonight. As we're winding down in the year, I don't know about you, but I feel like I have been on just roller skates, just checking off things, and just not checking off things and being busy, but being intentional about life and being intentional about the things that I know that that God has told me to do and getting it done. If you know me, you know that I'm about executing and getting things done. And so I'm excited that I've been doing that, and just excited that my year has already started. The new year, look, I'm not waiting. I'm already there, but I'm also maximizing on the moments that I have. And so tonight we really want to have a open dialogue and discussion and power pack conversation that I already know that we're going to have with this dynamic duo, sisters, who are my family as well. My mother and my auntie, also known affectionately as Curlin's Girls, they're going to join us tonight, and we're going to talk about turning up the heat and taking the leap. Many have been stuck and in life, or maybe you hit some borders and just have not taken a leap. But it's time to take a leap. But how do we do that? So let's have some real conversations about that tonight. So let's welcome to the stage Mrs. Moniette S, Laury, and Miss Carla B. Welcome them to the stage tonight. Welcome, ladies.
Hello, everyone.
Come on in. What they say? Come on in the room. Come on in the room.
Come on in.
We're excited to have you all tonight. How are you doing?
Well.
Great. Wonderful.
Awesome. I'm over here making sure that we are public so people can see us. So take a moment to click and share. Those who are watching, welcome individuals in the room. Here at Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves, we are all about staying in the flow, and we are about also with that flow fearlessly leveling up, overcoming, and doing what? Winning, because all you do is win. It might look like you may be losing, but you got to declare and decree a thing with your lips, because what? In life and death, it is in the power of our tongue. So we have to start watching the words that we are saying. So take a moment to click and share, because I can guarantee you the nuggets that will be dropped tonight from this dynamic duo. Listen, you don't want to miss it. All right, y'all. So I know we're coming on a little bit later tonight, but it is a divine time for you who are tuning in. So click and share. But we want to really take a moment with these ladies, because we say Curlin's Girls affectionately, because we come from great legacy. we come from great legacy. And I just want to open up and give them both time and space, whoever wants to go first, and share who are you? Who are you? When you think about your legacy, when you think about you being in the earth right now, and from the time you were born, all of those things, how do you see yourself, and who are you? However you want to answer that, take a moment and do so. So, Lady M, on that Laury, or call it.
Okay.
You want to
All
jump
right. Well, I
in?
would say when I think about who I am, I think about all the amazing things God have kept me, how He's kept me, and it just really humbled me. So the first thing I would just say, who am I? I am a child of God. I am a daughter of God that is constantly just want to be before Him. All right, for because I can, and I'll say I'm a woman a woman of God that wear many hats. Okay, so
Mhm.
when I go down the list of who am I am a woman of God that wear many hats. I'm a wife. I'm a daughter. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. It is so many. I'm a sister. All right, I can just go on and on and on, but I'm just so grateful to be a daughter of God, and the Lord have allowed me to do many things in my life. He allowed me to as a young woman. I came from a background of entrepreneurs in my family, and which I was taught very well. Um, the women and the men, but with the women, they were trailblazers. I mean, they was rocking and rolling. As they rocked and rolled, they definitely took care of their family so well,
Mhm.
and wore that garment, that hat so well, where they helped not only their families but others.
Mhm.
So yeah, yeah. So I can go on and say who I am, but that really don't matter. But it's where I'm standing right now,
Mhm.
and I'm just so grateful. So I would just say that's who I am. I'm a woman that have worn that wore so many, that wear many hats, and I'm still standing.
Amen.
If that makes
Right.
sense, and I'm still standing.
Yes. Look, that's your truth, right?
Yes,
The
yes,
many hats
yes.
that you wear and you're still standing. Let's throw it over to Carla B. How you want to share that tonight?
She went deep.
She went in deep.
No, I am Carla B. I am the youngest daughter of Carolyn's Girls, affectionately known, that we are speaking of tonight. And if I would say who I am right now, I would say I'm Carla B and I am becoming. Um, for me right now, I honestly, as the individual and the person and the woman, I am becoming, because I am now living a different life than I expected. I am now living and I am grieving at the same time. And so I am learning who I am now. I think I was holding on, and that's what we were talking about, pivoting and check and having to just like change and understand where you are. And I heard there's an actress, Yvette Brown, and I think her name will be changing because she's getting married, but she was speaking on the loss of a mother and how you will never be the same. So, what I would say is, I am embracing who I am becoming to be.
Wow. Wow, that's so rich and power packed. Ladies and gentlemen, those who are coming in, take a moment to click and share. We are just beginning to unravel this power pack conversation tonight. That the amazing, I say, duo, Curlin's girls are unwrapping and unraveling tonight. And one sharing that, hey, I wear many hats, right? And we've come from an amazing legacy and lineage. But the others, but Carla B now bringing in that, hey, you know, that I'm becoming. I'm not the same person that I was, and I'm becoming. And it's a process, of loss and grieving. I'm here, but I'm still giving my space, giving myself room and space to develop. That's power pack. What would you say, T, Lady T? Like, mm,
Mm.
becoming, and so
Oh,
you know.
that's that's a powerful statement. I just don't even I think that just puts a period on everything just because we are though. I think a lot of times we like to settle in a space in a spot that's comfortable. But the
Mhm.
reality is that we can't get too comfortable no matter where we are because at any moment that space, that place could change. Who we are in that moment could change depending upon what we experience from one moment to the next. So I think that's so powerful.
Yeah, yeah. So with that, let's talk about some I know that you have a platform, and I know that you even God has been downloading other things for you, even life after a major loss. Because what you just said speaks to that becoming, speaks to, hey, now this has been my life up until this point, but now what is that life afterwards, right? And so,
Mhm.
uh, how have you been navigating that journey and speaking to the platform and those who are joining tonight, and even those who will listen back to the replay? What has been your journey in navigating that? If you know what you want to share.
Um, so there's a thing that the past year since 2021 that I struggled with, and that's being real and being honest, because we know when we're real and we're honest, there's no sugarcoat, and that's just what it is. And I realized here in 2024, 2024 has been a year, and it's been a year of revealing. And I realized that I was pretty much existing. I wasn't living, I have been existing. I realized that at some level, I had to be honest with myself and say that I am angry. Um, and that I recognize that this is not me. This is not who my mom raised me to be. This is not who she nurtured me to be. We are a part of a very great legacy, as you mentioned in the beginning, and we have an inheritance. And so I think that was the biggest thing, because since losing my mom, I've had friends and people who I know lose loved ones and different things like that. And yes, God had given me life after a major loss, because I just was in a space of, okay, what now? What's going on now? What am I supposed to do now? Um, because you realize that you are now a woman who is no longer mother.
Hmm.
Um, and that's a big thing to announce, and that's a big thing to accept at the same time. And so I didn't imagine life of having to find out, okay, if my mom isn't here, where I'm going to get that nurturing, where will I get that love, where would I get that realness? And everybody have different types of relationships when it comes to parenting, but I can honestly say I had a super amazing relationship with my mom. And so for me, that was a great loss. And loss doesn't necessarily just mean losing a loved one, it could be a marriage, it could be a job. When you are dependent on things, and I think that's the thing, we don't prepare for not having people and things in our life. We always prepare based upon the fact that we're going to have this in our life. And so when you get to a place in a space where you no longer have these things and these people in your life, then you have to understand that this is a big pivot. Life has thrown you a big ball of just life at you. And now you have to decide, am I going to live, or am I going to die? Or am I just going to just stay there and just take whatever is thrown at me? And so, pretty much, that's what got me to the place now. And I just realized, just even up until maybe this month, like so much has been happening. And I just had to really stop and say, okay, why is all of this happening? I know people may look at me as the strong one, but the strong people need some strength too. And so that's what brought me to the realization that I'm becoming, because I remember when my mother was in chemo, our mom was in chemo, and she would say, I said, I did a little video with her and I posted it, and I said, what you guys say to the people? And she said, I shall live and not die.
Mm,
Mm.
mm,
And
mm.
so I can't do anything less. And so that's my mandate. That's my mantra. That's what I have to live by. And I watched her fight. So I know she did everything in her power and her strength in being who she is to do that. And so now I also have to do that. I can't fold. I can't give up.
Mm.
Not going on is not an option.
Wow. Wow. I shall live and not die. And so much that you just said is, I'm just downloading it. Uh I'm just really, really, really downloading and processing it, because I was thinking about, like you said, a lot of times we don't prepare for, we only prepare for or look to a great expectation that, oh, when I go pick up the phone, that person and call that person, they're going to automatically pick up. Um,
Hmm.
and I think we've all talked about it, you, mom, and, we've been talking and we have talked about it, is that, we do have to, as much as we prepare to live, we have to also prepare to, to die, or that transition, or all of those other things, right? Um, and I was also thinking about, even when Jesus was on a cross, right? He died on a cross, and he left some marching orders, and for them to watch over his mom and all those other things. But what happened, because it's so much that just went through my mind, but he was preparing them to live, and to keep going and keep moving even afterwards, right? And yes, he rose,
Hmm.
right? He rose on the third day. So there was still more, and it's more things beyond the cross. Some people are stuck at the cross, but what is next? And it all is a part of the legacy. It's all a part of the story. But one thing that you just said is that, we know grandma, right? Carolyn was Pastor Carolyn Scott was my grandmother as well. And so, but when you know the person, when you know the legacy, when you know the lineage, when you know the power of it, and the ebbs and flow of life that they had to go through, when you think about that, yes, you have your days, but when you think about that, it's like, wait a minute, I don't have nothing else to do but live.
Amen.
Exactly.
I got to keep that. I have to keep that on rotation. Yes, because there's other
Right.
things that I can keep on rotation, the flip side of it. But if I know nothing else, I shall live and not die. On my worst day, on her worst day, she continued to declare and decree, I shall live and not die.
Amen.
On repeat.
On repeat, on
Yeah.
rotation. So with that
Hmm.
in life, that tells me and shows me that in life there are some things that we have to watch our intake. And excuse me, I'm a little excited, so my voice might be like,
That's
but
fine.
I'm excited because it for me. I know I have been. I was just watching Juanita Bottom, and how she was. It's a powerful teaching that she's doing on the mindset, your brain, and our intake. And it was just blessing me so. But I was really thinking that we have to direct, like we have the power. So many times we put the power on all these external factors,
Hmm.
but the power is really within us. So it's not that
Right.
I'm not waiting for somebody to give me an opportunity. God has put the opportunity inside of me. He's power. I'm power packed. There's power within me, but it's up to me to tap into that. So instead of waiting on things, it's really an internal work within me. And so I should be empowered from the inside out.
Hmm.
And how that ties into what you're saying, even with grandma, with the lineage and all these other things, there was prayers that has been stored up. There are things that has been stored up. There was, oh my gosh, so much divine power and oh my goodness, so many hidden jewels and potential that's in us that it still has not been unwrapped and unpacked.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a part of that life,
Mm-hmm.
right, that you still have to live. Y'all jump in here.
Right.
I'm just, you know.
Yeah, and she taught
Mm-hmm.
us. I mean, she taught us well. You know, she taught us how to be survivors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in life, you know, and even with that, even when you've been taught well, it's still what's next. You know, we still have them questions, but the thing is, how do you bounce back? How do you keep moving in the midst of
Yes.
that? How
Yeah.
do you keep it moving? I'm gonna give you a second. I'm gonna give you a second. That is the
Come on.
lowest of the time. I'm gonna give you a second. And then I wanna know in that second, do all what you gotta do. Even if you gotta keep on having that second over and over again, get that second and move on. If you need another second, I'm gonna give you another second and move on. Sometimes we
Right.
gotta take that moment so we can take a grip and then keep moving. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
just so grateful of, like my sister was saying, that um she taught us well. I mean, she gave us all that we needed through prayer. She taught us well. um oh my God. And whatever, I mean, you know, she taught us how to go before God first.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's a personal thing, because whatever we needed, we knew how to go and get it.
Right.
She taught us how to be fully equipped and get that from the word, you know. So become, as she taught us, we developed that personal relationship with God, so we could move and flow through life,
Mm-hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
only for ourselves individually, but then collectively, so
Mm-hmm.
we can have that balance, because you need that balance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah.
right, you need that balance, that balance. So yeah, if that makes sense, you need the balance. We have to know how to go to the throne of God. We got to know how that it's okay. We can have that second. I was just thinking, I was saying, you know what, Lord? The Lord was saying, I'm gonna give you that. You know how He's been giving me that daily bread.
Mm-hmm.
But He
Mm-hmm.
said, I'm gonna take a little further than that. I'm gonna give you that 1 second at a time. I was like,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
wow, that is good.
Yeah. So he
That's good.
carries us literally. He's literally carrying us.
He's carrying
Yeah.
us, and He want us to depend upon Him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because sometimes, like, and like with all three of us, you know, we check on each other daily.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
just to see how you doing, how you feeling, and if we can't get one, we come back. You know, we don't leave a big gap in between to say, well, I'm wondering how. No, we go back because we've been taught well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So no matter how you're feeling, what you're going through, or sometimes you may not even want to talk or whatever, or you might have them days, or you might just be busy, your schedule busy. But there's a time we will check in. We check in daily,
Yeah.
and that is the
Mm-hmm.
grace, and that is the provision God is giving each one of us.
Mm-hmm.
So I thank God for giving us that daily grace, that daily provision,
Yeah. And I
because that
also
helps
know,
me. Yeah.
yeah. And as we're talking about these pivots and what's next, right, what's next in life, how do you navigate the low periods and you still continue if you need a moment, because we are
Yeah.
human,
Yeah.
right? You
Yes.
can't forget that human factor, but we also can't forget that the Lord is with us as well. But have your moment, and your moment may look like a week. Your moment may, all of our times are different, and we can't cut you can't cut grief on, and you can't cut grief off, you know. And so it's a process. You may be at work, or you may be walking through the mall, and it just hits you like, ugh. And you know, as much as you're trying to press through, it's like, wait a minute, I just cannot right now, right? So all of us have our different stages, and I think even with us even checking in or checking on each other, it's, and we're all doing our stuff, like you said, individually but also collectively. It's also knowing that you're not alone in it.
Right.
Mhm.
And even we have a moment, it's that, hey, look, I'm still here, you know,
Mhm.
I'm still here. And we want to fill in those gaps and make sure that there are no gaps as much as possible in that process. So we talked about a couple of things here tonight.
Mhm.
What else in terms of how you are, you know, you're dealing with, okay, the reality of life on one end, but
Mhm.
okay, God, what is next? This has been my life up until this point. It might feel like it's all upside down or however, but you know, I am here. And so what is the life? What is life for me now? What am I becoming? What am I being shaped into? What is it? What is the next space? What is the next thing? What is it? What's my now, as well as what is my next? How do you, I know you're navigating it, right? Um,
Mhm.
Mhm.
even now, but I know that there's still a burning desire in you and passions
Yes.
that you want to fulfill.
Right. He give us some nuggets.
So how are
Okay.
you shaking up on that? How are you turning up the heat in your life and leaning into those things?
Well, I would
Uh,
say, oh, go ahead, Carla.
no, go ahead.
Mhm.
Oh,
I would
I
say, go ahead.
go ahead, sister. You're the oldest. Go.
No.
Look, both of them now, they both into it now, y'all.
Yeah,
Come on.
right, right. No, I would say with me, I'm leaping in to a new level in life,
Mm-hmm.
because I would say so many things have taken place in my life, but even in the midst of that, it's not a woe is me. You know, I'm right now, I'm in the midst of just navigating in how do, wow, let me see, just finding that it's so many things that's on my plate right now. And there is some, and if I just want to be, I'm at an age now where I'm just not holding back. I'm just being honest, because you never know who it can help.
This
Okay.
is a safe space, and this is what we
Right.
like. We like honesty,
Right.
transparency here. Yes,
Yes,
if it helps somebody.
exactly. And that place for me is that I had been, after I've been went through my stroke and everything, I just didn't feel comfortable, basically just to go back to work at full force like I was doing. And so I said, but God's been good. You know, I'm at a good pace right now. And but in my health, there's still up and downs. I got some things that's going on and everything. But the thing is, I don't want to be stagnated. So
Mhm.
I have to keep a clear mind, and okay, what can I do for myself to keep it moving even in the midst of this,
Mhm.
and not be in a place of dormant, of saying, oh wow, I'm not gonna make it. When this issue come up, how can I function, how can I get through?
Mm-hmm.
But the answer is, I ask God. I say, Lord, help me, help me. I need that push, I need that help. Because sometimes you have to be still, and sometimes you have to be careful of your stillness, and making sure it's not going into with a
Mm.
depression.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
So we have to
good.
be very conscious of that, and be very honest with yourself. Okay,
Mhm.
be very, very honest with yourself.
That's good.
So they are questioning. I was checking, and I say, okay, just to make sure, because I've been asked, you know, by my daughter and my sister, you know, and we ask each other to be honest, which is good, you know, because
Mhm.
sometimes
You feel
you have some
depressed.
people,
Yeah,
it,
being clear to our
right,
audience what we're
mhm,
talking about. We're asking, we'll
right,
have to stop and say, hey, check. Hey, are you
right.
feeling depressed or what is this? Go
Or
ahead.
some may say, they'll say, well, if I ask, they're gonna get upset or whatever. But we should come from that. You know what I'm saying? Those things that you used to go through, or the things that you, oh, don't ask me or whatever. Now, if it's someone that's dipping or getting in your, then I can understand that. But even in the midst, that's why we have to just be prayerful, because when we're prayerful, when we're praying, God would have that make that timing
Hmm.
where
Hmm.
you can ask or you can move in that, as he moved you. He'll
Hmm.
lead and guide you, or put things on your heart to what to pray for the individual, or
Hmm.
what to say. And sometimes we shouldn't say certain things, but that's why we have to pray so he can show us what to say.
Leading God.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because it will flow,
Hmm.
it will
Mhm.
come out. So I'm very grateful for that. And so as I say, I'm leaping for that next level. You know what I'm saying? And so I asked myself, what are the other things? The doors are open. The doors are open, but the things is, when the door open, are you stepping in? When they open up, are you stepping in?
Yeah.
You know, and even if you think that you don't have all the components that you need to
Mhm.
do whatever that project or whatever that next thing is, the thing is, God placed it on your heart, or that hunger for that certain thing or whatever it is,
Hmm.
for a reason. It's like you make one step, and how would he say? And he'll carry us right on through it.
Hmm.
So sometimes we might want to have everything or everything, but it don't work that way.
Mm-mm.
So I'm learning to depend on him more and more and more. And the more I depend on him, he's making my load lighter. He's making it lighter. And I'm like, Lord, thank you. So I always tell my daughter and my sister, it's a daily, God's giving me daily provision. He's
Hmm.
giving me daily provision. And I'm going to tell you, I love it. He's taught me how to, you know, daughter, this is where I have you right now.
Hmm.
And I realize now, as long as I'm staying in tune to where he has me, I'm good. I'm good.
Mhm.
All
So
right.
mhm.
Hmm.
So I'm just so grateful for that, and staying in tune with him. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes when you don't feel nothing, don't hear nothing, that don't mean something's wrong. Some are afraid to be alone. Some are afraid to be still, because or if it's not moving fast enough or slow enough, what have you, then they feel as though, God, do you hear me, or what have you.
Hmm.
Right.
But it's all well, it's fine. Just stay tuned to the voice of God. And he want us to lean on him even more. When you
Yeah.
feel like nothing's going on, nothing you can't hear or whatever, just lean even more, because he will not allow you to fall, because there is more for you.
All right now. Come on. There is more.
There's
Wow.
more for you. He's
Carla
intimate,
B.
that intimate relationship.
Hmm.
Hmm. Did that make sense to you all?
That's it. And
Absolutely.
Hmm.
and that's the key. I would say is the intimate relationship. Because we live in a culture now and a lifestyle now where people associate a personal relationship with God to you being at a church, or you being here, or you being a part of this particular religion and this group of people and different things like that. Um, and yes, I grew up in church, mom pastoring, ministering, all of that, and being ordained myself. But for me, like we joke and we play when we're together, and I say, yeah, I had a ministry of streets,
Right.
because um,
Yes, Lord. The ministry of the
'cause
streets.
I'm just one that you got to be real. You got to be real, but to come. to transfer over to people, for people to get what you're saying or understand, you got to be real, and life really lives for everybody. And as you were talking, I was just thinking, I was like, wow. And we're talking about the becoming, and I was just thinking, because I just plugged, I was trying to get on my laptop, and I looked down at the surge protector, and I saw I had to hit the reset. Uh, and y'all know I like little
Let it
analogies or
speak. Let
something
it speak.
and
Let it
Yes.
get an
speak.
aha. But that is one of the things for me, because I'm not really one to put my load on somebody else. And I have circle of friends, and trust me, daily, I appreciate my circle of friends. I love my circle of friends, and I thank God for them, because sometimes when I probably should have called and I didn't call, they'll be on the phone calling me or sending a text and checking in. But I'm just not the woe is me type of person who I'm
Mhm.
running and telling. And I did deal with a bout of depression, a bout of anger and everything. And these last couple of years, up until recently, I'll just be honest. And I think that energy is what caused me to go through some of the things that I went through. And I don't necessarily, we get on the phone and we talk and we update and whatever. And y'all know, I'll say real quick, I'm not good today. I'm just not good. Um, but I feel safe with saying that in that conversation. But other people have life going on too. So I just was never the person to put my burdens or what I'm going through on anybody else. I just keep it moving. I just keep pushing. And that's my thing. That's my mantra. I keep pushing. I keep pushing. But at some point that can become unhealthy.
Mhm.
And um, that's what the revelation for me in 2024 is, that I just was not living a healthy life on no end. Yes, I was showing up to work every day. Yes, I was being present in different group settings and celebrating birthdays and doing this and doing that. But honestly, behind closed doors or by myself, I was truly battling. And so for me, when she was talking about that, and I thought about that, it's just like, you know, you have to really understand who you are and know when to tap into your source and when you need to tap into your source. But you're like, okay, wait a minute, something not working, the light not on. Let me hit this reset button. And in order to do that, you got to be honest with yourself and understand that you got an issue, you got a problem, something that's going on. You're not good. It's okay to say I'm not good. It's okay to say today, not today. You know what I'm saying? And when we did the book with mom, whatever, in my segment on talking about mind your business, like everybody is so consumed, especially in the world of social media, of minding everybody else's business.
Mhm.
And I just was like, yo, oh, I said, yo, like, I gotta mind my business. And my friends, some of my friends that get on me about my health and different things like that. Like, literally, like, you gotta really hone in. Life on life. It's gonna go on with or without you. And you have to really hone in and be aware and alert in your own life. Like, it can, we already about to be out of 2024.
Mhm.
Yep.
In the 2025 months have passed. It's a lot, goal setting and different things you want to do. So I'm at a place, even career wise, just life wise, everything. What is it for me? Where am I at? What do I want? What do I want? Because this is the thing. You can only be an asset to someone else if you're together. You're happy. You can fake it till you make it, but so long. It's not going to take you all the way. At
Not
some
gonna make
point,
it. You
it's
can fake
going to
it.
be revealed
Yeah.
that, yeah, you know what I'm saying. And I remember a time I was following this what they call them now, influencer, um natural hair influencer. Oh my gosh, she was so beautiful. She had so many people around, and I was like, yeah, yes, yes. And then all of a sudden one day I saw a post and it said she committed suicide, and that really um
Mm.
I did not know her personally. I never met her. I was a follower and had been following her for a long time. And like, I mean, she had positive things to say. I mean, she was in there. But what I realized is that that young lady had life going on.
Mm-hmm.
Just because she wasn't coming on the screen every day, boo-hoo, crying and telling every single situation and instance that happened in her life didn't mean that she did not have life going on. But what it made me think is like, I don't want a bunch of people around me and they don't know that I'm dying inside.
Mm. Mm.
because they need to be able to say what's going on. And if
Right.
they don't hear you, you say what's going on. If
Mm-hmm.
that's going to help you, that's part of that self care.
Mm-hmm.
But also making sure that on top of that becomes my mind, making sure that you have people in your circle who are there to build you up and not will see they will see and say something. They
Right.
won't
Right.
see and keep on moving. You know what
And
I'm
that's
saying?
and that's why you got to make sure your circle is healthy.
Right.
That's how we
And,
daily taking care of our bodies, making
Yeah.
sure we're eating the right thing, doing the right thing, exercise, doing everything we need to do to stay healthy. Okay, so
right.
our circle need to you have to put that. You got to make sure that circle is healthy.
Right. And then also you have to be honest with yourself as to who is who in your life. Like, don't put the pressure of things on a person they can't handle.
Exactly.
Kind of
Because
full.
if
Mhm.
we've been friends for years and I'm watching how you move and you watching how I move, I know I can't place certain things on you because that's not your forte and versus me. You know what I'm saying? A person would say, "Oh no," you would think, "Oh no, if she lost this one, oh don't tell her that because she got this going on and that other." But you got to know who you have and who you can, you know,
Right.
lay
You can't
certain
handle that
things
weight.
on and talk about certain things. And then some things, and I'll say now, like I want to pop off at the mouth. You say something, I'm gonna say something because at this point in my life, I'm not holding back. That's how I feel, and that's honest. But at the same time, I had to grow and mature and know when to be quiet. Every argument is not my fight or my battle.
Right.
Emotional
Right.
intelligence.
Every
Right.
situation is not for me to jump up and show people that I can pop up. Every time is not that time. So you got to be able to know when, okay, yeah, they talk about me, they doing this, that, and the other. Okay. But that mindset, I know what's going on with me. And this is the thing about minding your business. I know what's going on with me. I know what I see and I feel for my life and where I want to go and where I want to be or where I'm lacking. Trust me, if you see it, I see it. So, I don't need you to magnify my flaws and different things, and I don't have to magnify anybody else's flaws either. If they're going through something or you think they're going through something, or anything like that. But people got to learn how to be in tune with yourself because the word says, if you he who is without sin, you cast the first stone. So looking around, nobody should really have rocks in their hand.
Mm,
The
mm.
key is you need to mind the business that concerns you. Concern us. Okay, I'm gonna say in the Bible. You got to mind the things that
And
concern of you. I got so much going on that I don't have time to be judging. Oh, that's your decision. That's what you're doing. Okay, go off, Queen. That might be best for you. And you got to go through that. People too engulfed in telling people or wanting to be so vocal about what you think a person should do. I don't know what you should do, but what I pray is that the best outcome come for you. Sometimes you got to leave it at that. And when it comes to family members and circles and different things like that, you can hear things, but that don't mean you have to force your opinion on somebody or speak on everything. That's
Yeah.
the thing people got to understand. You can know of something, you can hear of something, but that doesn't mean you have to speak on everything. You got to know when you got to be quiet.
And that's when you
well,
have
that's
to
integrity.
exercise a level of
Integrity.
emotional intelligence because you got to know
Yeah.
where it is if what you are the intent behind the words and if
Hmm.
it is what I really want to say. I desire to say this from the inward parts of me. If
Right.
it's going to add fire to it, if it's going to add to the fire, or is this a time where I need to stand in my power, right?
Hmm.
And close my mouth. because
Yeah.
sometimes we think our words is going to help a situation, but really when you learn the true power that's within, it's in your silence, not saying anything,
Exactly.
Hmm.
maybe even more powerful,
More
right?
powerful.
And impactful in that moment.
Hmm. And then too, it takes out the middleman, because this is my thing. If you think you have more information on me than I do about my own life, I want you to win. I want you to have that win. I don't want to take that win away from you, because at the end of the day, you're going to find out. See, the level of faith that I have, I don't have to go to a bunch of people about it, because I got one source. I go to God about it, and I might be stressed out. I'm gonna be very honest and transparent. I lost a car that I had, and then I had to wind up in between of trying to get my car. I was catching Ubers. It was $20 each way, and this and that. And I was going through that, and going through that, like I didn't have no shame. I don't care who don't, whatever, whatever. But look what God did. Stepped in and blessed me. But if I'd have got into it trying to explain to people what was going on with me,
No,
or
it doesn't
trying
work.
to
Yeah.
be, worrying about what people thought or whatever, then I would have got off track, because God sent you and you were telling me, you gave me some information. I said, oh, I didn't know that. Da, 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 da. And look at here. God had turned out not only blessed me with the car, but gave me a little overflow.
Yeah.
Amen.
Because we always, come on, let's thank God for the overflow.
Come on, a little
We
overflow. And that's
always have opportunities and options.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what happens. But people be so concerned about what people are thinking and having shame to the decisions, because at the end of the day, it was a decision that I made that got me in the situation that I was in. And I'm not
But
pointing fingers to put it on anybody else. I accept what it is. And what I did was I went to God. I said, Lord, listen, I'm in a space where I need transportation. Did I had to work and go at it and do what I had to do so that I could get what I needed? Yes. But at the same time, I saw his hand on what was going on, where
Yeah.
others may not have saw it or understood it.
yeah, but remember what mommy used to tell us? I mean, well, we family,
So
right?
much. Which
Yeah.
part?
She used
Yeah.
to say, she said, girl, you got to learn how to, no, she used to say, "Girl, baby, you got to
Yes, I
learn
was
how
saying,
to
baby,
wear people thin, baby,
what
and
I'm
trust
saying.
God."
And
I could
place
just
them where they are.
put them right. Yes. And so when that negativity, that I call negativity, negative things, I call it distractions.
Right.
So we have to just put them in that category.
Right.
Right.
We got to professionally file them.
Oh,
Hmm.
come on, y'all. Come on. Did you hear that?
Did you put them in a file
And we
cabinet?
got professionally file these things where they need to be found. I mean, file.
Yeah.
And then certain files, you want to put them in the lost and not the found.
You wanna
Mm.
Let
they
them
go
be
in the
lost
shred.
forever.
Ooh, they
Shred
shred.
them.
In a
Shred.
shredder.
So, yes.
The
Hmm.
Yes.
expiration date, the deadline has passed. You no longer have to
Yes.
keep
Right.
Some files you got to go back, get reference, go back and get it whatever and pull it back up and renew it or whatever or add to it. But certain files you got to put them in the loss to
Hmm.
never be found again.
That's
Right.
good.
Okay,
Come on,
strip
Steve.
them,
And
strip them.
the thing is, we're human. We're human, so we
We
have
human,
feelings. We have feelings. Now we're not gonna say
right?
that. Now you heard somebody say, "What she say?" Or what happened?
It don't matter,
It don't matter, but we can't let it magnify to a size where it just
Yes.
completely
no.
distract us from doing
And
what it is that we do, what we're
right,
doing, and what we
right,
vision for ourselves. That's
right.
the part.
So
Not
then
that it won't rub you, but you can't let
mhm,
it knock you down.
that can't let it knock you down. And then that right there, I call that a dark place. So we are the light. Hello. So they had to put their blinders on. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Got to
Cause
put the
baby,
high
I'm gonna
beam.
shine.
Because
I'm
you're
gonna
beaming.
shine.
You're beaming.
Mm-hmm.
You're vibrant. Okay.
But
Let your light
vibrant.
shine. All right. Let your light
Mm-hmm.
shine. So all of that darkness, Your light be shining so much till they
Yeah,
had to get the glory. They had to
right.
get the glory.
They
You
go,
know,
yeah.
really.
They
And
want
the
to catch
thing
this
is,
good energy. Go ahead, call it B.
right. And the thing is, it's not so much that it's negative. It's just people have their perspective of things.
Yeah. I mean,
And so, you gotta let people, I think it
be,
was something DMX said in one of his things. He said, you gotta trust a snake to be a snake. You gotta
that's what
trust
it is.
a robber and a thief to be a robber and a thief. So you gotta trust a person to be who they are,
And
not
No
so much to
matter
be
how they dress.
negative, but
Hmm.
that's who they are. You know,
right.
you know. If you're not a fighter, you're not a fighter. If you're a fighter, then when it's time for a fight, I need the fighters. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean I love you any less. But I just know that you're gonna be out there scratching and we need fighters, in this battle. So you just gotta let people be who they are. That's where we get disappointed. That's where we get hurt. That's just when challenges come in, is when you put so much pressure on a person to be who they're not.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And you got to also know when the expiration date is up,
Yes.
Yeah.
on things. You have to release it,
So,
let it go so you can flow. That's what I do. I'm no
that's
longer
right.
holding on to things, people, places, or things. Look, they might get
Mhm.
tired of me saying it, but I'm no longer holding on to pieces, paper, yeah, papers either, y'all. Because some people they live in lives and they got your environment is cluttered, right? But it's time
Mhm.
to let go, it's time to release. And
That's right.
so you can flow. Some people say, oh, I'm stuck. Oh, I want to do this, but I can't do it. Da 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 da. But have you taken the next step to do it? Here we want to activate you. We want to let you know that it's time is up for any excuses. Time is up for saying so and so is in my space and that's why I can't move and da 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 da. I'm just like a no excuse zone, right? I'm here. I understand we are human and all of those things, but okay, what are you going to do about it? Now,
Hmm.
what action are you going to apply? How are you going to
Right.
pivot? How are you going to shift? It's time out for saying that I want to, but when? When will
Mhm.
you? I want to, but my question for you is when will you? Right? Nike has for years, just do it. When we see that Nike sign without
Yes.
even seeing those words, I know for
Right.
me when I look at it, just
Right.
say, just do it.
Yes. And that's their
Hmm.
brand. And
And that's
they
the brand.
brand. They
So what is your
brand it.
brand?
What's your
What is
brand?
your brand? What are you
Hmm.
doing? How are you leaping? When somebody says Monet, what is the brand? On the cartoons, those bubbles that
Right.
come up over top of their head, like
Yes.
words come up.
Hmm.
It's almost
Mhm.
like when people say your name, what is going to be the logo or the brand tagline that comes to their mind, right? When they say Moniette S, Laury, when they say Sarai, when they
Monet.
see Carla B, when they see Tiera Parker, what is the tagline written with intentionality? What will people see? But also, what are you seeing? Before anybody else, what are you seeing
That's the part.
for yourself?
That part.
Hmm.
Right. And that part is I want to always my brand, whether it's your brand, or your brand, my brand. I always want to keep, no, let me say it the right way. My
Come on.
brand, I want to keep a product in my hand at all times. That's my brand.
Yes, 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 yes.
And while I'm doing that, I wanna keep flowing with my beauty and jewels. All right. So
Hmm.
that's all under the umbrella of Sarah, beauty and jewels.
Come on through
Keep it rocking. All
and keep
right.
it moving.
Keep it
That's
right.
right. While you are and while you are work your jewelry on my handmade jewelry,
Okay,
Moel Designs.
okay.
Oh,
She gonna throw it all out there tonight.
right.
That's
Okay,
it.
go
That's
ahead,
my
plug it in.
brand. That's my brand.
Plug
That's my
it in.
brand,
They
people.
say, plug it in, plug it in.
Plug it in, plug it in. And look, plug it in. Come on in, y'all.
Come on in, come on in.
Come on in.
Ladies,
I
ladies,
love
ladies,
it.
you all are power packed, and I'm just so glad that we are even just having this conversation. And as we're wrapping up tonight, I want you to think about you know we just wanted to have a real conversation. Wasn't sure how we were going to flow, but
Right.
my prayer is that someone is able to take something away tonight, and most of all that you're able to really take a moment to pause and evaluate where you are. What is the fire? What is the leap or the heat that's maybe the heat has been turned up in your life in a particular area? Maybe in your area of your career, maybe in the area of your finances, maybe in an area of, wait a minute, I've been in this ministry for years and I'm just feeling like a need to break out and break loose. Or maybe it's something in your family, but and maybe it's all of them at one time. It's feel like your whole world is like coming in. But through my experiences, when those things come and these things is rocking us certain ways, that means something else is breaking out in
It
and
should.
through for you. And so
Mm-hmm.
I want you to pay attention to your life. This is
Mm-hmm.
a call to action tonight, to pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to your life, because I believe that God wants to break out and break through you. Right,
Mm-hmm.
the fire is not coming to burn
Yeah.
you or to wipe you out and make you real crispy, right? But when you come through that fire, it's going to be you're going to be pure gold, and it's here to purify you, right? But you got to
Refined.
be ready,
It's
refined, there you
refining.
go,
That's right.
to refine you. But you got
Mm-hmm.
to show
Mm-hmm.
up, you got to show
Yeah.
up
Got to
for it.
show up.
Yeah.
And it's different for each individual.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's working it out in each individual differently. So as we flow together, we come
Mhm.
together collectively.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
the
That's
collection,
that's a good thing. Yes.
with the collection. So
With the
ladies,
collection.
as we're wrapping up tonight, as you were thinking about, you all shared about the things that are that you've been navigating through, and a little bit about what you're leaping into. Um, but as we talk about this pivot and shifting in life and really
Mm-hmm.
going after, I want to charge you, even us. I'm charging because I'm gonna hold y'all accountable.
Yes.
Everybody in this square being held accountable by Mone't Horton. Okay. Yes, yes.
Yes.
And yes, they tired of me, y'all. They might be tired. I don't know. Maybe not. But I
You know.
hopefully appreciative that that there's accountability there.
Right.
But really holding us each and every one, and even myself, accountable for those things that that you may there may be new things that you want to do, but
Mm-hmm.
before you do those new things, you got to go back and do what God said do the first time.
Exactly.
Right.
And so I want us all to put that in our minds. And I want us to make a commitment tonight, to start tonight. It doesn't,
Mhm.
you don't have to start tomorrow. You don't have to wait to 12 midnight, right? The next day. You can start right now
Right now. That's
by
right.
making an intentional decision to lean in, to take the leap of faith in the direction of executing on that thing that you should be moving on, that you should moving in. The other definition of execute is not only to do, to complete, to move upon, right? But it's
Mm-hmm.
also to kill, to
Ooh.
destroy,
Good.
to release, to relinquish, right? We,
Mm-hmm.
and so think about what are those things that you gotta die to
Ooh. Amen. That's good.
before you get
Mhm.
you can don't pack up your car, the end of the year car of 2024, and drive into 2025 with them things. You pack it away and throw it away and make sure it's going on the dumpster, right? If you need to put it in the
Yeah.
shredder, whatever, but don't allow it to attach to you.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Delete it
And
from
it,
your phone.
Delete it.
mhm.
Delete, delete, delete.
And what I'm learning, just before you go on it, is that you know that is for life. Period. Every aspect, your professional life, your personal life, your finance, everything. And I'm coming to learn that. I'm 44, and I'm still learning things. I'm coming to learn that, and what I'm working on now, and then this year is really doing a self inventory. What behaviors I
Mm-hmm.
I may need to get rid of. Not just people, because they go, I could cut this one off, I could cut that. No, what is inside of you that you need to cut off so
Yeah.
that you can be prepared for the next level? People say,
Good.
"Oh, I want to be the manager. I want to be a CEO. I want to do this." What is in you that's speaking CEO right now, or that can attract another CEO or attract a HR consultant or anything? What is it in you that attracts exactly what you need, that will put your name in a room that your foot haven't tread upon yet?
Wow.
And so, that calls for all of us to do a self inventory
Right.
to figure out, to understand. And hey, listen, who better can check you but yourself? Because I ain't finna let nobody else check me. So, I'm gonna go ahead and check myself. These are the things, and be honest. You got to be honest, because
Early
that's the only
girls.
way you're going. That's the only way you're gonna get freedom. And I think, now I know I'm not the only one that feel that way. Like, you really have to do a self inventory.
Right.
And when we talking about brand, you are your brand. So what are you influencing? What are you attracting?
Right.
Mm.
And what is keeping you from being attracted by the very thing that you want and that you need and that you say you have a desire for?
My goodness. My
That's good.
goodness. Insanity is what, going around a circle and doing the same thing over and over again and expecting what? A different result.
Different.
It's time to jump
Mm,
off the wheel, y'all, and take the leap.
that's right.
Hmm.
All
Wow.
right.
Do you
That's
all have
good.
any oh my goodness, closing remarks? I know you just said a mouthful here, but as you are closing out this year and going into the next year, yes, the self inventory, checking yourself, having that reality check. But any last remarks that you all, any of you, want to leave with our viewers, that has maybe helped you in your journey, that may help them in theirs.
I would say, I do want to say, like you said, in regards to life after major loss, and I do want to say 2025, 24, we have lost as a family, and I've known so many people that have lost so many people, and especially when it comes to holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and going into the new year. So I would like to challenge and urge people to, don't forget the people who don't have people. Um, Reach out to them, holler at them. Hey, what's up? When you good? You this, that, and the other. Just it doesn't call you, to just take away a whole bunch of time away from your life. But let's not forget, because some of these people, and I'm speaking as one of these people, um, they don't have the will to let you know everything that's going on with them. So my mandate is holiday season. Let's reach out. Let's embrace. Let's check on the strong people, check on the strong people, those who have lost, and not even just loved ones, jobs, the economy, the work, things is shifting and turning all kind of which ways. But let's not be so self-involved in our own lives that we're not having that rear view or that front view on our loved ones and the people who we say we rock with and we roll with till the wheels fall off. Let's make sure that we are standing 10 toes on that.
That's good. Lady M, sunshine.
Well, well, well. What can I say? What can I say? I always like to encourage the people, okay? Because we wear so many different hats, okay? And men, I'm not leaving y'all out, but women, the women, y'all know we wear a many hats. And sometimes we're so concerned about everybody else
Hmm.
that we don't first check and make sure we're good.
Hmm.
Make sure that we um good so we can be able to help others.
Hmm.
So if you don't check and make sure you're good, you can't do nothing for no one else.
No.
Okay? So if you can just take that, I'm gonna say second, take that second
Hmm.
and just ask yourself, what is it you need?
Mm-hmm.
Or what is that next for you? And be honest with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I truly believe as you become more honest with yourself, and I'm not saying that some may be doing it and some not, but honestly ask yourself that question. Are you happy? Where you want to be? What are the things you might want to see in the new year? Okay. But like you were saying, you can start right now.
Right
You
now.
don't have to wait till the new year.
Mm-mm.
Just start it right now and just be honest with yourself. So if you want to be that one to stand and be able to help others, make sure you help yourself, because you know what? As you helping others, God is sending what you need for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that way he can be able to uphold all of us. All right.
All
So that
right.
was good, as you said. Ask and just look, or just wait and just or pray and say, God, who is it? In my circle, or people at large. Who is it I need to help, or what is it? What do I need to do?
Yeah.
Because you never know, and He will answer. He will put it on your heart. He will lead you. You ask for it. He will. He will let you know. He will show you
Amen.
what you need to do. Give you that feeling that sometimes you might feel that heaviness of where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? That
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
omnipresence of God. That's what I love. I love the omnipresence of the Lord. You know. So sometimes even when you're not speaking it out, and then He just drop it in your spirit, you be like, wow, it's amazing. Even like sometimes you say, I was thinking about that person or that situation. Well, that's the omnipresent Lord. Like, move now. You know what I'm saying? Even when you like, if you don't even think you have all the resources, whatever, just move on it. As you move, and He putting things in place,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
whether it's for you or for someone else or what have you. It really sometimes it's so mind blowing. But I'd rather for
Be
God to blow
obedient.
my mind
Be
and be
obedient.
obedient. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
I'd
Amen.
rather
And to
for
miss
Him
out.
to be prayerful, be obedient to God, and let Him blow your mind. It's the best ever, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll come out on top,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
victorious.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
that's my go to.
Yeah.
That's my go to.
Yeah. Amen. Amen. And that's a part of
Hallelujah.
minding your business, literally minding the business that God has put
Right.
on you, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Being positioned and postured. Sometimes we don't know why He's impressed certain things on us. But in that
Right.
moment, don't wait, because you don't know. Every moment, every second that we have,
It
we
costs
don't
you.
know, it could cost. It does cost. And
Right.
so
Mhm.
we got to maximize on our moments. Lady T,
Mhm.
you have anything to add or anything to share as we're closing out? And I think this has been a powerful hour of reflection, and just taking that moment to really dialogue about the real things that are happening in our lives and showing up. But even in the
Right.
midst of that, knowing that we have a God that's powerful, more powerful than our situations and our circumstance. And
Exactly.
if we dare to lean in and show up, my God, He'll turn it around for our good. What you got to add over there, sister? I was about to say sister, Lady Tiera.
um, I just wanted to
So
piggyback
churchy.
off of what Carla said, because she honestly beat me to it. Two things: if you know you, no one can tell you about you,
Mhm.
and that's just the best gift you could ever give yourself, is to know yourself well enough to not allow people to speak things over you that are not true.
Mm.
And then the other thing is, when Carla said people may not be able, they might not have the capability to ask for help or to let you know what's going on. We always say check on the strong friends, right? But check on the quiet ones. Check on the ones
Mm.
that always redirect conversation back to you. Like, you'll say, "How are you?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm good. So tell me how your new job is going." People that never talk about themselves or never open up about what's going on, there's typically always something there. You just have to dig deeper than just the traditional "how are you?" Because sometimes they're really dying inside, and they really need somebody to dig a little deeper. They need somebody to pry. They need somebody to say, "I love you enough to know that right now I just feel in my spirit you're not okay. So tell me what's going on.
Right.
Check on those friends. Check on them. Check on the quiet ones, the ones that always redirect and always kind of laugh everything off as and minimize everything that they're dealing with and going through.
Right.
It may be small to you, but you don't know what it's like for them.
True.
So check on them.
That's
Check on them.
huge.
Take a moment.
It's good.
Ooh, so
That's
many,
Yes.
so rich, so rich, so rich. Well, y'all listen, y'all heard it. Lady T, Carla B,
Hey.
Lady M. They have laid it all on the line, and I am just really blessed to have these powerful women in my circle and to know that we're connected, and that as we continue to pull back these layers, that we know that God is he has a greater work, you heard what I say, a greater work
Greater
Great.
for
work.
each and every one of us. Yes, we have, as we're all even reading the book, Discovering Your Hidden Potential by Dr. Miles Monroe. We know that we've all done some wonderful things in life, had some great successes, but we must not get stuck and hung up on the last success, because there is more success in you. And so I want to just leave that with everybody, to let's continue to run this race with power and authority that God has within us, and to tap into the potential within you, because somebody out there is waiting on you. What's in you is literally going to change the trajectory of their lives. But will you dare to take the leap, even in the midst of the heat? Y'all, I love y'all. It has
Love
been
you.
a powerful dynamic
Love you.
tonight. Take care, take charge. God bless you. And we'll see you at the next Sister to Sister Talk Power Moves. Take care, you all. Love you.
Good
All
night.
right.
Good
Love
night.
Good
y'all.
night.